Hey second geners, welcome back to the garage. So it's been several weeks since I released a video, but you guys knew that. You know, sometimes life just knocks you down, but you got to get back up and keep going. And we're back. I'm anxious to get started back on this car, see if we can't finish up these doors. I appreciate everybody texting me and everybody following up, just seeing how I've been doing. I appreciate each and every one of you. You know, we just hit 3,000 subscribers. That couldn't be possible without you guys, so appreciate you subscribing and following along. Okay, so just to bring everybody up to speed where we're at with the project, we've got a lot of new subscribers. These are the doors for Project Overkill that we worked on for quite some time with the NOS door skins, and they're ready to fold over. So what we decided to do, since those NOS door skins are kind of hard to come by and they're rather expensive, we decided to jump over onto the 81 Camaro because I have a reproduction door skin for that car, and those are inexpensive and they're readily available. So decided to go ahead and skin the passenger side door on that car to gain a little bit of experience before we come over here and get on these NOS door skins for our 72 Camaro. So this here's our 1981 Camaro that I call Project Fast Times, and what we've done in order to prepare ourselves to get a little experience for those NOS door skins is we've actually removed an original 81 Camaro door that also needed to be reskinned. We've disassembled that door. We've restored all the door internals. We've also removed the original door skin. We've test fitted the new door skin. We've prepped it for installation. And now we have our door shell that we're working on. We went ahead and we ground down some of the original welds just so the skin would fit a little bit better. We've also come in here on our door latch. We've straightened this metal out quite a bit. It was pretty beat up just from worn hinges. I went ahead and knocked down some of the rough areas here and along the inside. I figure it may save me a band-aid or two when I go to put this thing back together. Something else that I've done is I've knocked this piece here down a little bit. When we took off the original skin, this piece was actually probably up in here. So we've actually heated this up, knocked it down. Also found out we have a broken spot weld here that we'll take care of. And I've done some investigating blasting with this speed blaster just in this area. These corners usually are gone on these doors. This is one of the problem areas you want to look for in your doors, along with this bottom edge. Now, on this bottom edge, I did rip this metal here when I was removing the skin, and I've got to just put a little piece into that. That's kind of where we're at with this. I've got a piece of original size metal here left over from another door project that I'm just going to use to patch that with, and I believe this thing will be ready to go. We just straighten out some of the area right here so that the door window boots would fit right, and I think I am going to go with an original door window boot. I had a set of reproductions, but it's just going to save me a lot of work to go with the original set, and I found a set that wasn't too bad a shape, so we'll see if we can't get one of those sets restored. we got this little patch area all fixed up right there. And I tried to keep the repair up as high as I could. And getting on down into this corner here, you'll have a hard time finishing it out. Also, we got our spot weld done here with the two pieces. And there was a place right in here that I had ripped the metal, and I got that fixed. You want to be careful when you're taking these skins apart, because stuff like that costs you quite a bit of time. Next thing I'm going to do, I've already started, I'm going around with with a wire wheel, and I'm getting all this stuff up right here with a wire wheel. A lot of times when you're sandblasting, it would probably take this stuff off, but now the seam sealer, a lot of times that stuff just bounces off of it, so we'll have to remove the seam sealer, and that's what we're going to start doing right now. So I'm just going to be going around the door. There's nothing more aggravating than when you're sandblasting, you have to stop just to scrape some crud that the sand will not remove. Move it back just a tad bit more. Okay guys, so the door dolly has been converted back into the parts tree, and I've got this thing setting like I want to paint it now. This side here is all door dolly stuff. This is basically where I put the door at, and I can roll it up to the car and bolt it right on the car. I can make adjustments with that Acme rod there. I was going to paint it on this parts hanger here, but I just didn't like how it free hung on it at the angle that it was at. It did the same thing right here, but I had used all my parts up, so I just had to make another one. I know this kind of looks scary, but it's not. It's actually on there really good. It ain't gonna come off. I'm sitting here shaking it now. I will run some rope just as a safety and leave it on here until I get ready to paint it. But before we can paint it, we gotta blast it. All right, guys, big shout out to my wife. She asked me about a year or so ago what I needed for the garage, and I told her I needed a new blaster. So she actually purchased this Sandblaster for us. And I've had one for a while, but it belonged to a good friend of mine. And I borrowed that thing, and I probably had it for about a year or so. And I used it quite a bit, but you know, when you borrow something like that, and you've had it that long, you just need to go ahead and get your own. So that's what we did. And I like the one that he had, but that company's no longer in business. They were bought out by this company here, Brute, and looks pretty much about the same type of blaster that he had. And I'll show you some pictures of the one that I was using. But I'm anxious to try this. All the repairs have been made to our door shell, and it's ready to blast. As long as we don't find any major damage after the blasting, we'll be ready to put the epoxy on. The paint stand is ready to go, so I'm excited. Here's a look at our paint stand. I went ahead and wrapped it up. Thought I'd get a good jump on my Christmas wrapping. And like I said, it's ready to go. Really excited about getting this shell in epoxy primer. I know we've been on these doors for a long time. There's some things that I could have done a lot different. And I know that I kind of went overboard on some of this stuff. But you know what? That's just who I am. And I think that's what makes this channel. As far as just some of the details that I get myself into on some of these projects. And so appreciate each and every one of you sticking with me. And we're going to get through it. I think the finish line is in sight.